Hello, thank you for tuning in to another one of my videos. My name is Cliff, and I'm here to claim that the Lord has uh, shown me that He is shortly returning to protect His people that come to Him for salvation. Okay, and I got this education or this word from the Lord nearly 2 years ago. He sent the Holy Spirit to basically teach me, not to tell me, to teach me why he's coming. And one of the reasons is basically we have turned away from him, and secondly, we are destroying ourselves. Okay, if you look at your screen, you'll see planes flying in the air and shooting out a debris of toxic chemicals. They're called chemtrails. People uh, feel that they are actually natural contrails, which is not true. These are chemical trails designed to destroy us in many different ways. With this type of destruction, they are depopulating mankind, slowing down the growth of mankind. Um, for instance, if a woman has a problem with giving birth to a child, in other words, miscarriages. Miscarriages are exceedingly high. I'm sorry I don't have any stats to prove this information, but over my years as an adult, I've heard so many cases where people, uh, women get pregnant and cannot carry their children to term for whatever reason. And I believe that these reasons are related to the stuff that they shoot in the sky or the medicines or vaccines that they give us throughout the years over the many years of our lives. Um, so this is a hidden a hidden thing that uh, the nucleus of the people do not get to see together. Like if my wife or spouse were to have a problem giving childbirth, it's not like we share it with everybody that we know. You know, it is consumed within that uh, that radius of family and friends. You won't know that there's a very high population or an unnatural population of these things happening. Okay. Secondly, if you get cancer, it's the same thing, or some other disease related to the toxics in the sky. Um, it is already noted in many cases or many areas that people have already stated that these planes are spewing out barium. What, for what reason would barium need to be floating around in the air for? Barium is commonly known for rat poisoning. And why would we need to be spraying that in our skies so it comes down into our normal breathing areas? This agenda is set by a hidden government. How far up the ladder this hidden identity goes, I don't know physically, but spiritually, all things at the end or at the top lead to Satan. He's the one that designs these things. He's designed this makeup of whole world and how it is to be controlled. And right now, everything is being laid out for people to see because we are so blinded. For whatever reason, we must see a lot of this stuff because, for whatever reason, Satan is laying out his master plan. In conclusion, he's about to be locked up and he knows it. His time here is short, but he is still manipulating all these things. Now, if you look at Agenda 21, it's a written document that states all the plans of the world government of what they intend to do in the next short while for this century, the 21st century, which we are living in now. Agenda 21 was addressed or made published back in 1992, 93 area. And it is said that they want to control the earth with a population of 500 million people. If you notice the number, 500 million is 7% of the population that we have now. So to remove 93%, something devious and something awful, something wicked must happen. What people don't understand is the agenda to start anarchy everywhere. For whatever reason, see, you can use any kind of reason because the banks are out of control and they are showing it. If you think about the banks and the fact that they're out of control, it makes no sense. But they tell you that things are out of control because this is what you believe in. You believe in this monetary system of their control. They print the money and they let you use their money, and you have to pay them more money than they lend you, even though they haven't made the money yet. If you don't even get that concept, they lend you money and then you have to pay the money back, and there is not enough money to pay them back, so you owe them more money than they lent you because they haven't made the money yet, the interest money that they haven't given you yet, and you're getting out of control because you cannot pay them back. If you don't get this concept, boy, because I just told you it, then you are really, really sleeping. Out of all of this stuff that I've just mentioned, I hope and I pray that you can find Jesus Christ, because he has shown me he's coming. I'm not so sure that I would have known all this stuff about what's going on around the world if the Holy Spirit hadn't taught me this stuff, because I was sleeping as well. And I pray that you wake up. Amen.
How many of you know what chemtrails are? Nobody. The military and some commercial planes are spraying us with what are called chemtrails. I want you to look at the, and oftentimes before there's a weather front, There are heavy assaults from these planes just before a weather front is changed and comes in. Military and some commercial jets have been fitted with huge barrels of at least 49 different kinds of documented chemical poisons. Among other documented ingredients in this toxic man-made clouds are pathogenic molds, fungi, weaponized viruses, and made in some places like the secret site at Fort Detrick, Maryland, which is supposed to be a cancer site, but there are a number of scholars and professors tracking this that have big questions about this. Barium and nanoalumin particles. What do these do to the human body? Barium is an alkaline earth mineral. It was discovered in 1774. At low doses, it can act as a muscle stimulant. At high doses, it detrimentally affects the heart and the nervous system. Barium is toxic to all mammals, and that means not just humans. Aluminum, which is the most abundant metal in the Earth's crust, is known to diminish kidney function and destroy brain cells and cognitive function. Just think about it. Just between the aluminum and the mercury that we're breathing all the time, we've got already a serious issue about brain function and cognitive function. There is also documented evidence that the aluminum in chemtrails is released as nanoparticles, and that when they reach the Earth environment for wildlife, in lakes and streams, it's causing serious problems with wildlife there. Researchers are also finding that nanoparticles interfere with the growth of plants. Nanotechnology is totally unregulated. Just this past month, a new research report came out showing and documenting for the first time that these nanoparticles actually go through the skin. Well, if you breathe them, whether they go through the skin or whether you're inhaling them, it's still a problem, a serious problem.
People were getting sick. People were getting cancer. People had sores in their mouth from something called strontium chromate, or chrome-6, a carcinogenic metal used in military operations. So after what I saw at Tinker Air Force Base, Oklahoma, and then what I saw at Warner Robins Air Force Base, Georgia, everything that I knew, everything that I thought I knew, this great nation, we are heroes. I had 4 stripes on my arm and 11 medals and ribbons on my chest. I thought I was protecting my homeland. When I brought to my commander to his attention that there were people exposed to these hazardous pollutants and people were getting sick, I'll give you the synopsis of the story. I took these air samples, I took the swipe samples. These people were actually dumb and ignorant enough to threaten me in writing. My threat was, mind you, I had a perfect history. Not one article of paperwork, not one Article 15, not one negative aspect on my record. I was the poster child for what an Air Force NCO should be. I was told that if I told the employees, which is required by law, that they were exposed to these materials, that my commander had the authority to lock me up in a mental institution for up to 120 days without being questioned.
This is a form of martial law, what she's stating. And this is not just going to be for the military. Martial law is going to be for all walks of life, all across the globe. Things are going to quickly escalate to this form of life, and quick judgment or no judgment, and who cares about giving you any justified reason for being locked up and or killed. Because this is their agenda. Jesus is coming to protect those that turn to him. And the Almighty says, now you come to me, what happened before, and he will turn his back to you if you wait too long. So find Jesus, everybody, please.